Good evening, everyone. Aradhna Tiwari, Be the Change by Aradhna, and today's topic is self-ishq. And I'm waiting for my friend Shivangi, and today I have all the huts over because it's gonna be self-ishq. And I'm an Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator. Thank you. Hi Ritu. Hi Shivangi. Uh, Hi Minoti. Everybody joining in. Hello, hello. Shivangi. Hey Rohini, hi Unati, welcome, 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 welcome. Shivangi, I sent you the friend. Yes, awesome. I thought the topic
Hello.
today is self-ishq. I like we have to have the ishq. Hi Darsh, hello
I
Shivangi.
love that filter. This is so
Isn't
beautiful.
that so good because this is self-ishq, and I'm like, what new can we do and what can we do? And the Rohini is also saying she's sending hearts. So I'm like, let's do some play today.
Hi, Parita. Hi, Rohini. Thank you for joining in.
But yeah, everybody joining in. Thank you. Love you all.
Umesh,
Ready.
hello.
I think my hearts are radiating more than I. My heart
Yeah,
radiates
it,
more
it
than.
is such a beautiful filter. Like, thank you for adding that bling.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. So, what are
Superb.
we
So,
talking today?
yeah, meanwhile, everybody is joining. Hi for yet another date with Aradhna and Shivangi. And this time we are really on a date, aren't we? Talking about self-ishq and what better topic to be discussed on a date, really. Thank you, Aradhna, for like saying yes to all these crazy ideas. And thank you everyone here who join us because you give us these ideas.
Yeah, and Shivangi is really good at picking them up. She's like, "Come on, this one." She'll catch my phrases. She'll catch your energies, and she's like, "Rather, let's do that. Let's do that." And thank you for inviting me to such spaces. And I love playing all these random stuff. So it's thank you.
Thank you so much. So, everybody who's new here and anybody who's going to see it later in the future, I'm Shivangi and I work with Aradhna Tiwari Be the Change team. And Aradhna is a certified access consciousness facilitator. She's also an empowering coach, a life coach. And we come here every week to discuss like some crazy topics. And this time our topic is selfish and selfish. so,
Selfish is equal to selfish.
So I'd begin, and anybody who has any questions, you can keep posting in the comment section. So Aradhana, are you ready?
Yes, I'm always ready. I'm like always on hot seat, ready. Say, and it's like how difficult it's to stop me. I'm like I can keep going on.
Yeah, you born ready, born ready.
I'm born ready.
Okay, so Aradhana, really like, I think the first question that popped up for me when I was, getting into the zone of this live was that what makes you propagate selfishness, like in the world where we are being taught to be modest and nice to other people. And we've heard songs like किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के
Yeah,
वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना उसका नाम है. If you have love for someone else, that's living. So what
yeah.
makes you talk about loving yourself and being selfish? uh,
Because thanks for saying and thanks for bringing up that song because I've lived my life like that, where it was only about others and it was never about me. And then I kept looking. I'm like, if I doing something and I keep doing randomly good act for like years and years, and it's like walking on that circus wire where the person actually kind of balances himself or herself, and one wrong move and you're done. So it's like all my life, every time I've been like good, 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 and one trade if I did not do according to what my parents or my family or my friends, something I did not do, that was remembered for far longer than what I actually did. And that was very weird in my world. I think, what is this whole combination in a salad look like? What is that? And that and you and that used to frustrate me. That used to frustrate, of course, the other party. So both the parties were always in the frustration team. So I'm like, who wins here? Nobody's winning any which ways because irrespective I do or not do, nobody's happy. Even if I do it, I'm not happy. So when I gonna, either I should be happy or the other person should be happy. So I did that I gave up my happiness and I was like, okay, I allow everybody to be happy. But I never saw anybody happy. But that's when I started researching and dwelling into it. What does that look like? And then I'm like, oh, and I always, this example always used to come in front of me: half empty glass, full empty glass, and I never got it. I said, what the hell does that mean? Look at the half positive glass or half negative glass. Never. And I used to get so bugged anybody giving this example. And but then I started looking at it, and then I'm like, oh, when it overflows, then only you can give it. So I'm like, I'm always, and but if you don't have it in you, how would you give it? So it was like, okay, let's keep one party happy. So I was like, then I tried that, it didn't work. So I did started filling up my bucket and I was like, okay, let me fill. And then I saw just suddenly when I was actually what I wanted to do and I did it. After that, if anybody abused me, it didn't really matter to me. I was so joyful. I was like, yeah, it's okay. You can say something, whatever. At least I was happy. So I was always joyful, irrespective they scolding me or doing anything. It never hurted me. I say, that's a trick. And that's how I go, like, oh, that's, but I said, isn't that selfish? And then I was like, but that's so interesting, selfish. If I'm happy to be selfish, if that is actually bringing up so much joy within my world, at least one party is happy. And then I'm not retaliating and I'm not saying something bad to other people because, I'm willing to absorb everything they're saying because I get that, they're frustrated. But, and that's how it started. And I remember I was giving a lot of stuff on the Be the Change page, and my friend Shri, she's like, you mean Aradhana selfish is self-ishq? And I'm like, oh wow, that is so cool.
Thanks to that friend.
Yeah, I was in thanks to Shri, Demla, and Shriga. I'm like selfish. I said, yeah, truly selfish, and that's how it started, from selfish to selfish. So I wonder if that happens in anybody of yours world, that how much you do, how much you be, you want to, because that validation never comes. And trust me, I did it for 40 years. It's like I really asked for everybody's validation. I always had this example in my head: put your feet in other person's shoe. And I'm like, if I
Are
don't
you
fit into
talking
the other
about
person's shoe,
empathy? Are you talking about
yeah,
empathy?
empathy. You being the superior bitch. And then it was like, okay, but it's so funny. I also used to think, but what if I don't fit in? My feet is so big, it doesn't fit into everybody's shoe. But I would cut my feet and put my feet into their shoe. And you know how uncomfortable that is going to be, Shivangi. And that is what we, most of us do it. We cut ourselves to the smallest size, or we try to grow ourselves larger to fit into everybody's shoe. And that was the worst thing I ever learned. And I actually, the day I got it, I just threw out of my pocket. I was like, get lost. I'm not going to be anybody. And that actually came very drastically to me. And I remember it was in my personal life, which I had this experience when somebody was sick and I was traveling and I didn't have to, I, every time I would think, and then I started realizing that why I'm doing anything for anybody was because what will happen when, it will come to me. So I'm like, wow, am I doing this? Because how will they react when I require them? I said, but when will that day come that I will require them? And then that was the first time I actually stood there and I'm like, wow, why would I let that allow? And why would I allow that day to come to me? And then I started observing life, that even if a dog dies on the road, or people die on the road, they get 4 people to pick them up and burn them up, right? Or like do something. I'm like, इतना तो मिल ही जाएगा यार, कोई तो कर ही देगा. So I'm not creating that my reality. That is not my reality anymore. So that is how we create in our lives, Shivangi. That we think of it right there and then कि मेरा कौन करेगा? Who will do it for me? And you right there correct create it for you, and then you create that situation, and then you create all those cries. And I stopped creating that. I said, my world, it doesn't look like that anybody has to do for me. And if anybody has to do it for me, they will better do it. There
Yeah.
nobody does it for me. So
So
that
this thing
demanding
that you're
thing.
talking about, I wanted to like probe it a little further and
Yeah,
ask you that, largely one of the fears of being selfish in life is that, you might
you'll be
just end
judged.
alone and it will be just your world.
You mean with such a population in the world you'll be alone, Shivangi? Really? I haven't yet got to that stage where I'm alone. I mean, I'm always alone, but I'm never lonely.
Yeah.
Say better, to put in the different words. So it's
Yeah, but
like,
this kingdom of me that sort of comes into play, and you're constantly being told, but you just think about yourself and you don't really care. You like I'm constantly being told at my house that Shivangi, you are just bothered about how are your things gonna get done. You don't care about anybody,
yeah.
and you're just like lost in your own world. And I mean, does that happen to you? And how does one deal with something like that?
Yeah, so the underlying point of that is, Shivangi, that we do not want to be judged. And why selfish becomes heavy is because we don't want to be judged. And it's not when you become selfish and when you become selfish, I think that is the time you actually become bigger giver. You become more of you because that is when everything is overflowing.
Yeah,
You can't even
that is when
hold.
you're also doing everything out of choice.
Yeah, you're doing from a choice. And that's when I said, then when I realized, started doing things for myself, I was so happy. If anybody was even upset, I would go and do it for them still, because it was, because that was pure joy for me to do and contribute to everybody. And that is till date in me. I love doing it for others. I just like, it's my hobby. It's like I can, contribute anytime, anywhere, and you know that, right? So I'm like, ever happy to contribute to anything and everything. Come, it's my family, whether it's my friends, I'll be like, okay, how can I do that, and what can I, contribute in my own ways. Maybe my ways do not match other people's ways because I'm a little weird, and I'm sure you, each one of us, is differently weird. I might not very show emotionally cuddly wuddly, but but I would do there, and I will do whatever it requires me to do. And have I love easy stuff, so I flow energies and I do that. I really don't do hard work and show that I'm really crying for you, or I'm really in a mess right now because you're upset. I might be laughing, but I still might be contributing. So I have my own ways of contributing, and I love that. When I'm so filled with myself, I'm so happy to give. But you know how the key of the hidden treasure is always kept at a place where it's like not where you think you'll never find it. It's so hidden there, and this is the key. Selfish is the biggest key that you can have, and it's a doorway to the magical world of you. Because if you be you, how would you ever stop yourself gifting others?
Yeah, and on the same lines, actually, Rohini has a question.
Hmm.
What if you don't think that, but still want to do for others? Selfish sounds heavy. And I also wanted to sort of bring up this question that, this term has its own energy, like some heaviness attached to it.
Yeah.
Also, for the reasons probably how we have used it or how we have defined it. And could you talk a little more about
So
the
that's when we
energy that the
change it
term brings?
from selfish to selfish.
Why?
Simple. We converted it to from selfish to selfish. Tell everybody this is selfish. This is not being selfish. Is selfish as heavy as selfish? No.
Wow. So, like the other day, I was talking to a friend and I sort of told him that, being selfish is also an invitation for other people to be selfish.
Correct.
Like then you are not expecting people to behave in a certain way or be a certain way.
Yeah.
And, like it blasted in a way his world. He's like, whoa, like
But
what
but but
is
that's so
that?
true. But that's so true, Shivangi. You're saying that, but everybody who's on this platform right now, listening it later, actually go to your world. You're actually jealous of those people. Like, why did that person had so much of money? Why do they have money? Why do people who do all the wrong deeds have money? Why do this person has this? What did this person do special? Don't we do all that inside us? So we're just pretending not to, but actually and I always say, be brutally honest to yourself. Be brutally vulnerable to yourself. Go to your world. Stop pretending. Stop giving yourself fakeness. And who doesn't like selfish? Who loves it? We love it. And selfish is only the heaviness becomes because there is a judgment to it.
And are
There's
we
a
really
judgment.
acknowledging that we are already doing, like being
And
it?
yeah, and we already, that's what I'm saying. And truly, would an infinite being require your help? Why do you have to do other for others? Like what Rohini was saying, you want to do it for others. Can they not do it for themselves? I mean, you are more trained to do for them than they are. Are they not manipulating you to do everything for them? I mean, just saying. I mean, they created such circumstances. They also could create something different. Then, if you have a choice, you forget that they have a choice. Suddenly, those we are born to our parents, and suddenly we think that we are smarter than them. Hello, they brought you into life. They taught you everything, and suddenly, like, how like, okay, Mama, you don't know this, Papa, you don't know this, and blah blah blah, and we are more smarter than you. You've forgotten, guys. They brought you here. So they have a sense. So everywhere you think that you are the most empathetic, sympathetic, altruistic being of your life, just a choice. You want to become superior, you want to be having good, terms, and everybody really talking nice about you. Nobody loves anybody. Everybody loves themselves. Let's be honest, brutally honest. And we want
Nobody's
to be
thinking
loved.
about you.
And yeah, we just want to be loved, and that is what we are doing everything for. So let's be brutally honest and wonder what will that change, and then go from it and then do it. And even if you're doing it for the fun of it, acknowledge it. No, I'm doing it because I want to be liked by everybody. I want to be kind of cared by everybody. I should be like talked about with everybody. कितना अच्छा लगता है. और वहीं एक बात गलत बोल दो and something wrong about you, like I'll kill this person, I'll do this person, like it's a I love watching life. I love watching people. That's my favorite hobby. Like I can be quietly sitting, though I sit very rarely. I sit quietly because everybody keeps
I was like,
talking.
what are you saying?
But when I have my own time, me time, I go through everybody. Like even people I've started knowing on the Insta, Facebook, and people like I go to their worlds and like I said, okay, let me see this person. Let's see something interesting. I see. I'm like, okay, let me see this person, and I can actually do the journey in my world, and I get to know everybody. That has been my hobby and maybe my potency from my childhood. I go to everybody's and tap in, like how I tap in your worlds, right? And then you're like, hey, what's going on? So it's
I remember like initially when I had started working with you, and y- when I would not pick up the phone, and then I would call you, you'd be like, "Were you in the bathroom?" And I'll be like, "God, this woman can see me." I was
I
like,
know, I know, I'm scary. I'm scary.
yeah. So Aradhana, like one interesting question that's showing up for me is that you certainly are talking about that how one must sort of constantly look at what they would like to choose,
Yeah.
um, and uh, the work that you do as an empowering coach or as a life coach,
Mm.
you are also inviting people and saying that I could support you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how does that sort of come together in the sense that you at one hand we are saying that nobody can help the other person, nobody can make you happy,
Yeah.
and on the other hand the kind of work that you're doing in the world is
Yeah.
actually about supporting people in their journey. So aren't you
So it's
like
like
lending
so
them a
I give
hand
that
to?
choice. Yeah. So I give them. My hand is here. I'm here, and everybody has like like everything has its own job in the world. Like if you have a haldi, if you have a lal mirch, and if you have a salt, everything combines and have a different effect. So everybody is there for a different effect, and everybody has a different potency. So it's
Mm.
not that I'm like that I'm your guru or I'm there. I'm here to like if you because what happens is we get more caught up with our own stuff, but we can see the world. So somebody requires a question and how to go about yourself and how to see within, because for the longest while I did not know what to see within, because I'm like, where to see within? Like, where? Inside is my lungs, is my stomach. And how do I get to see those products? I didn't get it for the longest while. And I could ask everybody. I said, why do they, everybody says? And if there are no emotions, what am I here for? If I don't feel for anybody, why am I here for? If I have to be detached, if I don't have to like somebody, then if I have to die only, then why do I start loving only? Yaar? Then I don't love anybody. I don't have to love anybody. जब खत्म ही उसमें होना है, तो why do I have to get into it? But that is the whole journey that we every day know that we're going to die, but we still choose to go. And then I started asking questions and started looking at it. And it's like, but then I kept asking people, like when I asked, like when Gary and Dane gave me this question, what is it, what this is? And I mean, they were just like, an anchor for me to like jump to the other side. So I'm just being an anchor. So I like, somewhere is stuck and somebody's really choosing. So you never know what I say might like hit them so strongly and it might change their world. And after that, they're just empowering everybody else. So we are all sitting on the edge, but we just need that anchor. So anchor is what the question. And maybe, like when I was reading so many books and so many spiritual masters and so many other people, um, everybody's talk I did not hear anybody's talk ever. So because they were like, don't do this, don't do that, and don't drink, don't smoke, don't party. You cannot. You have to wake up and you have to be so disciplined. That used to claustrophobic. Like this is so claustrophobic. If it wasn't supposed to be done, why was it made first place? It should not be existing on the planet. And like how government does that. Don't drink. Don't actually stop creating. I mean manufacturing alcohol, guys.
You know, I read it somewhere in a history book, that, men have always found their ways of intoxication.
Correct,
So
right?
you pick up any era.
Yeah, any era. And we are trying to stop that for what value? And what will be the world look like? This is the biggest manipulation of stopping others, and that is the whole play, the trauma drama. If we actually let just right now, even if you actually fathom and even if perceive that energy, that we allow every and everybody, like say from a little newborn to the oldest person on the planet right now, and tell them this is the floodgate open, jao ji lo apni zindagi. You know it, and we are not going to stop you. You're not wrong.
And
Tell me how
everybody,
many people will actually go choose it. People are choosing in rebel
yeah,
most of their life, and to show it to others and to prove it to others. If we today allow that one sentence as Jajile, and that is such a dialogue, from the Indian movie, people who are not from Indian region are like, there's an Indian movie called Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, in with the actor says to his daughter that go live your life the way you want to live. It's Jajile Simran Apni Zindagi.
yeah,
So that is like, go, live. Live and let live is my mantra, which I had followed before Access all my life. Live and let live. Don't touch me and I'll not touch you. You touch me and you're killed. And it was so funny. I was just reading on the Facebook how it just showed up for me that death undying angel from that relative. I'm like, I know anybody cheats me, anybody does anything, and I'm like, ding, you died dead. And which is so true for me. Everybody has been telling all my like, Radna, isse panga nahi lo, isse panga nahi lo. If she says something, it happens. And which is like today, I'm like, oh, MG, can I receive that about me? And I seem so nice and sweet to the world, but I'm the death queen who can spell deaths. So be present. So what about that? So I'm willing to be that too. But how had that been earlier? I'm like, shit, yaar, what will people? I'm like a death queen. Come on. So what if death is not wrong? Nothing is wrong. Drinking is not wrong. Smoking is not wrong. Womanizing is not wrong. I mean, do. I mean, see, you will make a choice. You will create your deathbed, and you will go. That's simple. But you are making other people responsible for you for what?
yeah.
Right?
And it's so interesting that you bring up this death conversation. Just before this live, a friend of mine called me, okay? And she was like that, I am here in Punjab in a village because, my grandmom sort of passed away, and now people are coming here for the gathering, and about thousands of people have come, and none of them would like really take those kind of precautions of masks and this and that. And she's like, I am coming to feel, and also the news is that, probably coronavirus is fake. And she's
Oh,
like,
wow.
what do you think about it? And I'm like, can you give me some affirmation? And I was like, what do you know, darling? Like, really? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
and she's like, no, but then also people have died.
yeah,
And I was like, but what if they've chosen that? And,
yeah.
coronavirus sort of became a reason or
But
an excuse.
to say that, Shivangi, but people were already dying. We never paid attention to the death, so people wanted their attention to be given to their death. And how it
Oh
started
my God, I
kind of
love that.
like
This
we can't talk.
is, I'm going to publish it in a newspaper.
No, but that is so true. No, did we know how many people dying each day? Now
People
every
wanted
death,
their deaths to be counted.
yeah, they wanted their deaths to be acknowledged. And now every
Wow.
death, COVID se mara ke kaise? did this person died of the COVID or did this person die from like this? What was it that the person died of? So you want to know everything, and every death has been marked and paid attention from the doctors, from everybody, right?
Yeah.
From the family to everybody. Was that attention ever given to so many deaths ever? So death is an eternal part of our living. So how about that?
Guys, I have had my moment in this life. Oh my god. If you guys have any questions, please keep posting. Just one sort of follow up question I had, Aradhana, was, and probably a little crude, but I'd place it as nicely as I can. That
No, no, you can
so
be crude enough. I'm happy to take.
so are you saying that you don't take responsibility of your clients or the people who attend your class?
No,
Like you
no.
don't get into
I
that
just take their
training
money.
to fix them?
I just take their money. I love money.
I like how you are crude.
I told you. I told you. And it's I'm willing to be selfish here on this platform as well. And I vouch for it. You
Wow.
get touched by me and you changed. And I can vouch for that nobody ever not came to did not their lives did not change. So I know what I do and what I be. So it's about their choice, but they also have a choice. And it isn't that I have not been through that train, Shivangi. It was a time where I was vested that I have to give them so much, so much, so much, and then I kept looking at Gary, the founder of Access Consciousness, and Dane and Shannon. All these people are from Access, and people who are not from accessconsciousness.com, you can go check. And I kept watching them, and I'm like, what is I like about them, and this person, this person, this person. And I'm like, Dane is doing so much the whole day, hours and hours, and he'd go extra hours to TikTok, and I would do that. Shannon had her own way. And Gary's quietly sitting 3 hours, and he's like, okay, guys, you're now vortexing. I'm going home. I'm like, I'm having that. What is that? And then I carry, like, I initially was like that, like, I have to really pretend, I have to really put them in mind, they have to understand it. And then over the period of time, I started acknowledging that about myself, that irrespective people are answering me, I'm not getting it. And then when I started facilitating, I would give answers on their face. Like a Jochi, I would tell them on their face, guys, this is going on, but they not hear it. And suddenly they'll turn out of like 3 months or 3 years. Here, rather you said that shit, I got it now. I'm like, why the hell was I putting my energy there? And you learn it with your own play. That's why I always say play, play, play. So I played with it, and I'm like, no, that doesn't really work. I am here. What if they have coming to me and they're asking? So now my question is, what would they like to receive? And I give them, and I tell them, go back, listen to the recordings whenever, and they keep playing for years for them, and whenever they have to get it, they get it and they change it. And it's not that they don't change. Maybe that time they were only ready for that change. So it's, as I always give this example, that if I buy a Louis Vuitton or a Chanel bag and go and give it on the roadside to a guy, he's like, what the hell do I do with this? Like, पैसा दो यार, तुम मुझे Chanel का bag क्यों दे रहे हो, right? So it'll be crazy. So it depends what you require. I'm here to give you the Kohinoor. What are you willing to ask for? And how much change are you asking for?
Yeah. Thank you so much. And like, really, really respect the vulnerability with which you show up here. I mean,
Thank you.
it's
Thank
like
you.
it's so transparent. Any conversation with you, no matter what platform. So thank you so much. And that is such an invitation for
Yeah.
each of us.
And that is also again selfish because I'm not sorry about anything about me.
Yeah.
I'm never sorry about my anything. I'm like, I am this. Take me, leave me. And what will the social media do? Or what will anybody do with me? What will they do with me? They'll take me off. Unka घाटा. मेरा कुछ नहीं
मेरा
जाता.
कुछ नहीं जानता.
I'll get another one. People will talk. Some people will get, really upset with me, but some people will really love me. So I'm happy to have my tribe and my cluster who is happy to be with me. No, it's okay. But I'm not sorry, and I will not be sorry about me. Whatever I'm choosing is for my fun, for my experience, and I'm willing to be that selfish. So you only say you're not vulnerable because you're hiding, and hiding hasn't given me anything, kind of a thing. And I think now it's like it was like 40 years this, now next journey, like what else is possible. So I'm playing on what I truly knows life is like. And it was always how my mom wanted me to live, or my husband wanted me to live, or my society wanted to me live. It was not what they wanted. I wanted to make them happy. I did not want to be selfish. And now I'm playing from the space of being selfish. If that's an invitation, well and good. If not, go follow what you were following. And it's I'm not vested in it. I'm just putting my experience across. And I'm sure there will be at least one or two people who will get that. And I'm happy with that too.
Yeah. And just wanted to also invite all of you guys who are here with us and listening to it in the future. Uh, the the tool that Aradhana just gave in in passing that really if you could do it, that just let the floodgates open. I chose it this morning, and I can already see wonders like. And how about all of us play together with this? And like it's such a beautiful, warm invitation to all of you.
Yeah. Just let it go, guys. Let all go. Let be naked. Be naked, guys. It's fun to be naked. We were born naked. We'll go naked. So come on, be naked, and then enjoy it. Why would you like to, fill yourself with clothes and stuff, and the world? Okay, then live under the sky and under the stars and enjoy the fun of it, and be as vulnerable. I mean, that's my way of looking life and choosing my life. Wonder what that is for you guys. But nothing, whatever you're living is not wrong. Even if you want to be living under other people's, you want to be still doing it for others. Just a choice, guys. I'm not stopping you to do. But I'm just saying, if you just want to change it, you probably might end up living more happily and joyful. But just a choice. If it's not, that's all okay. You can have another lifetime and you can do that. You get it when you get it. You get it.
How easy. You can have another lifetime.
And
Like
this
you
is
can have
real.
another pizza. It's
Yeah, I can
okay.
understand. It's like, but this is actually so true because we are actually living every moment, and everybody, like I remember asking this question: why would anybody choose so much of a poverty? Why would anybody choose so much of diseases and stuff? And they said, why are you even judging that? What if they want to and they want to experience the fun of being on the road? And as an infinite being, you can be anything. And when I remember I did past life therapies and like stuff, which actually showed me the place and space. I said, okay, I don't know if that's true or not, but whatever it was, that was the experience then. And I just want to experience and follow my journey. Then, okay, I've tried this, I've tried this, I've tried this. But we hoard that. Why did I try? Uska experience kya karna hai? Anyways, you don't remember. I don't remember my trips which I've traveled like 20 years back. And that time it was like, oh, I will never forget anything about this museum or
And
I've
oh, this is
this
like the
place
best trip of
and
my
this place
life.
with those restaurants and stuff, right? And I don't even remember. So that was this lifetime. And you are going and checking your back lifetime. So what value? I mean, come on, live it now. It's experience done. Next, 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 next. Keep choosing.
Yeah.
Choose, choose, choose.
So I have a last question, and if any of you guys who are listening to us, if you have any questions, please post it in the comments. My question, Aradhana, is that like if all of us were to be in selfish, then what do you think the world is going to look like?
What does it sense like to you right now? Can you see these bubbles? Can you see these hearts growing along with me? Can you see
Yeah.
this beautiful world around me, the magical world right now?
Yeah.
That is
And
what I'm
like
feeling.
when you started, I was like, I think I will get distracted. Then I was like, how about I play with this, man? Like, this
Yeah,
is just setting the aura.
yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
just great
And
setting.
yeah, but we can't be happy having this joyful aura all the time, right? It should be like right now serious talk, so let's not have it. Right? I was like, no, I'm gonna have it. This is
And how much are
exciting.
we addicted to that? Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
like when you spoke about why people would choose poverty, and in my world also, like for many, many years, I think it has stayed very prevalent where I wanted to know the why of it, and then I wanted to go and fix it. And it just doesn't take you anywhere. It's just like beating around the bush because people are still choosing what they're choosing.
Yes. And it's not that they're manipulating at all. वो बैठे हुए हैं वहाँ पर कुछ नहीं कर रहे and you like running for them and doing everything. It's so funny.
वेलफेयर का झंडा लेके निकले हो. You
Yeah,
are
yeah.
going to bring.
And I'm not saying, I'm not saying don't do it. When you do it from the space of joy, just because you can and you require, and that might also from the space of empowering them. not from the space of that wo bichare hai, and they can't. It's just because you choose to, and that is the role you are playing for them. Like even my help, which is there, who work for me, and if I go to my parlors or people who are doing my stuff, I'm always grateful to them. If I said, oh, they chose this role with me, that they would actually do my manicure or my pedicure, they'll actually make me look pretty, and I'm like, wow, thank you so much. And people who are feeding me, I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Like you took that job, and they enjoy that job. If I give them this job of being the owner, probably they probably might not like it. If they had to, they could have chosen themselves, and they're not people. It's not true that people have not come from rags to riches. They have. When you choose it, you truly choose it, you get it. So what are you choosing,
Yeah.
and what are you refusing to choose, and what
That,
are you unwilling to see, that if you see, you will change everything.
wow. Wow. Give me shivers on public platform, and I love it.
I love it too, sweetheart. I love you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Radha.
Thank
It
you,
has been
thank
a
you.
great conversation, and everybody who's here, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Um,
and there are a lot of other workshops. Can you say about them, Shivangi, if I don't even know?
Yes. So, first things first, we have this interesting point of view challenge that's going on Facebook. The link for that is in the bio. So, you guys can join the group. It's for free, it's a gift. And all of us are staying there from past 4 days. We constantly share the point of views that we turn into interesting point of views. And we also have an Instagram.
Can I just get there? So, guys, it's not free. Nothing comes for free ever in life. She's kind of
Choosing
grabbing
the
into it. She's just
language.
like
Why are you taking
seducing you
that
to
away?
that whole thing. So you guys have to be present, and you'll have to put your energies there. And nothing in life ever comes for free. Remember that. So she's just seducing you to that platform. You will have to put your energies. You'll have to be present. So if you're willing to pay in that currency, then you're most welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks for taking that away from me.
No, I'm looking. I told you I love money. I take everybody's money. Your presence makes is money to me, guys.
Yes. And whatever lures you guys, I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. So just join the group. Like, I mean, we are using our phones constantly. And how about playing together with like a community of, we have like about 200 people there who are playing every day. And we have committed to do this for 100 days and wonder what magic would show up with that.
Yes.
Besides that, we have out of control journal that's sort of coming from tomorrow. So anybody who's interested in, like seeing the formlessness and the magic and the out of control magic in their worlds, which certainly our lives already are. We think we are controlling it. So if you wish to acknowledge that, recognize that, and see what can you create from that space,
It's
going to be
it's like
an amazing 15 days
yeah,
of
it's like another selfish. Like people don't want to be selfish. They don't want to be out of control. Don't choose it, guys.
yes. And also we have Being You adventure coming up 2 days again from tomorrow. So just hop on. Choose to be you. Choose to
No,
be in
no,
self.
no. They can't. इश्क तो
That's
आता ही
only
नहीं है.
for
जाओ तो it's
that's
like
only for me.
yeah how Baba Farid says ना जा तुझे इश्क हो जाए जाओ सबको तुमको इश्क हो जाए. सेल्फ इश्क में जाओ तुम सबको इश्क हो जाए. Go everybody fall in love.
I can't tell you the number of songs and movies that are popping up in my head. And wonder if I guess we should do something about like films and songs in the next
Yeah, I guess
life.
let's pick it up next week. And
I
I'm
love
available for
it.
Ishq, guys. I'm available for Ishq. And so is my team.
Loud and clear. Anybody out there want to play with fire?
And remember the death undying. I'm a death undying angel who like don't mess with me. Otherwise you're done and killed.
So, guys, keep checking out the stories of this handle. You will get information about the upcoming classes. Aradhana goes live every morning, 11:11 to talk about the question that she posts every morning. So there's just so much stuff out there to play with. Just come along, hop
It's a
on.
choice. Be selfish. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
And you never know, you'll fall in ishq with me. Come, let's play. You can't resist me, guys. Sorry. I vouch for that.
Yeah.
So that
And
I, because I
so
see it, because I'm
just
being it.
reminded, talk to the entities class is also coming up. So you will have the details of it in the stories. And like, just keep watching out, keep watching the space.
Awesome.
Sorry, you
Thank you,
were saying
Shivangi.
something and I cut you out.
No, 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 no. Just thank you so much. And thank you for the space all the time. It's so much fun to have this date with you, along with so many others. And how did I get so lucky? And thank you, each one of you, showing up here every week to listen to my our chitter chatter and our date, our love affair. And
Our,
it's like
our vulnerable dates.
vulnerable dates, and like how me and Shivangi like have fallen in love for each other at first sight. Probably I chose her.
We did. We did. Now I think that's a game we'll play some other time. Who
Other
chose
time.
who?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, each one of you. Thank you for your presence, and it means a lot to me. That is money to me, and I'm so, so grateful. And what else is possible in the future? What magic can we create together?
Thank you
Awesome.
so much,
Anything else?
guys, and
Right.
stay tuned. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.